Think these are old like us? Aged?
They're vintage.
They're falling apart.
Tired all the time.
I think old whiskey's tired all the time like we are.
Probably. Wouldn't blame it either.
No, you can't hold it against it.
No.
It's just natural.
It's just a natural progression of life. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another double-blind head-to-head, which means we have no idea what is in either one of these glasses, what matchup is in front of us. Nope. But this matchup has been drawn from our blind sample pool, full of all kinds of matchups that are paired together for one reason or another, available versus allocated, expensive versus inexpensive, easy to find versus hard to get. Who knows what's in our glasses? We're going to go through it, smell it, taste it, give it a rating. Before we find out what we're drinking, we're going to weigh the price against our tasting experience to see if what's in these glasses measures up for us.
Yep.
Hopefully in this you find some interest, some entertainment. Hopefully it's informative for you on some level. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to taste this way. We recommend that you do some blinds yourself. As Erin goes ahead and gets into the nose on glass one, we would also recommend you check out our Patreon community if you want to join our online community. We're not on social media, but we do have our own little platform over on Discord where people can help each other out.
Well, Stuff and Whiskey is on social media.
Right, but we don't post all that much on it.
We personally aren't, and we don't post all that much.
Yeah, we're not good. But we're on Discord all the time.
Yeah,
I'm on Discord all the time. And that's a good place to help each other out, trade samples, help each other find things, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Get our barrel picks, join our monthly virtual tasting experiences, our monthly private Patreon live streams. You can also check the video description below for the link to that and the link to our merch. Also, Kingdom and Will is a brand that I'm an ambassador for. If you like the shirt, you can get a discount code for 15% off down there as well.
Discounts are great.
What do you think about glass number one on the nose?
So initially I thought like old book. Like when the pages are yellowed, it kind of almost smells stale, but in like a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Like an old book, but you're like, it smells so good. And then underneath that, I'm getting some caramel sweetness. And then ethanol, of course, like alcohol.
Well, it is alcohol. So
I know,
spoiler alert.
But sometimes some things smell more alcohol forward than others.
That's right. I am getting a little tinge of alcohol on this, but it's laced in with everything else. I think it might be proof, so we should proceed with caution.
Okay.
I will say, to me, this smells a little bit like banana cherry, kind of. It's leaning in that lane, almost like banana bread with some cherry drizzle on top of it.
You've been getting banana bread, I think, on like everything.
I think I'm getting it for good reason on this.
Do you want me to make you some banana bread? Would you be happy if I just made you some banana bread?
This is like a slice of banana bread with a big scoop of caramel or a vanilla ice cream on top and like a vanilla cherry syrup drizzle on top of that.
So no caramel sauce on it?
I just said a drizzle of caramel.
You said cherry.
I said caramel and cherry sauce. I said it. You know I said it. Let her know I said it in the comments below. She doesn't listen to me.
Roll the tape back.
All right, let's get this on the palate.
See how you didn't say it.
Now I'm going to put the clip in.
Do it. I dare you.
This is like a slice of banana bread with a big scoop of caramel or a vanilla ice cream on top and like a vanilla cherry syrup drizzle on top of that. All right, let's get this on the palate.
I think generally it's a good whiskey. It's a classic bourbon. I do get cherry on it. I think you might have put that in my head.
Oh, it's there.
It's a little bit drying, but overall very pleasant.
Yeah, I would say everything carried over from the nose to the palate. It's got a saturated syrupy sweetness all over the back of the palate, like mid to back palate. It really ramps up. It really starts coating everything. It really soaks in. It feels like it's soaking into your jowls. So yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah. Also on the nose, you said, I think cherry vanilla, not cherry caramel.
Okay. Well, I said a piece of banana bread.
Well, they will have seen the clip and they will have seen that I'm right.
I said a piece of banana bread with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a caramel and cherry syrup drizzle on top.
No, you said the word caramel and then you said cherry and vanilla drizzle on top.
All right. You guys are getting a little insight into our marriage here. Let's go ahead and get this on the palate again.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Little cherry, little alcohol, generally pleasant.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'd say the oak on the back end, that's kind of offsetting some of that really like syrupy sweetness, like that cherry syrup sweetness that's got going on. The oak is really nice. It's kind of like a neutral, leaning, sweet oak.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable. I find it to be still sitting into the back of my palate right now, coating everything. The finish is lasting. It's not like bowling me over like a super high proof pour would, but it's got a lot of density on the back of the palate. So very interesting pour, glass 1. Let's get into glass 2 and see how it compares on the nose.
Off the bat, this smells less sweet. Other than that, it smells very similar to the first glass, but just less sweet.
Yeah, it smells less fruity, syrupy sweet, more woody.
Yes, woody.
Yeah. But other than that, just kind of like a neutral.
Yeah.
Like it smells very classy bourbon.
Yeah.
It's got a little caramel, a lot of oak is the predominant thing.
Yes, agree.
Maybe a little nuttiness, maybe. And I'm only saying that because sometimes I get oak and nuttiness mixed up, like a peanuttiness. Like if it's like a dry roasted peanut versus oak, those are very close in my mind.
Gotcha.
So that can be tough to differentiate. Yeah, smells very pleasant. Like it a lot on the nose. It's good on the palate.
Very oak forward on the palate. All I'm getting is oak, so I'm going to need another sip real quick.
Okay, get into it, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely getting a lot of oak, a little nuttiness. I'm getting a bit of spice, like right down the middle of the palate. That's really interesting. And as it's going now, I'm getting a little bit more of that waxy nuttiness, like almost like not peanut shell, but like a dry roasted peanut. I said that earlier. I think I'm getting more of that now.
Interesting.
Maybe it's not roasted. Maybe it's like the peanut inside the shell that you cracked open and ate. But I think it's a little dry.
Like a fresh, like cracked peanut out of a peanut shell in a hot minute.
They're pretty good.
They're delicious. I love peanuts from peanut shells.
Yeah. There you go. Now you know that Erin loves those.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, overall, glass 2 is very good as well. These both seem like they might have a little bit of age on them.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell that.
Do you have a preference initially?
Initially, I prefer glass 1, but I need to take a little bit more time with it to really confirm that or disprove that.
Yeah, one thing that happens when you're doing blinds like this is when you taste something that is very fruity, like glass 1, like fruit syrup, and then you transition into something like glass 2.
It's a little more dry.
Where it's a little bit more dry and prominent with oak. That can really play some tricks with you.
Well, I think it accentuates the dryness in a maybe not so positive way if you've tasted something sweet first. So what we like to do is go backwards. I'll taste glass 2 first, then go to glass 1. Yeah. And then maybe swap them back and forth. So I need to do that so I can really give an accurate comparison.
I will say, I got a little black walnut on glass 2.
What does a black walnut taste like?
Like black walnut bitters in a cocktail?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or just walnut in general.
Okay.
Like that type of nuttiness.
Okay.
It's like a very pleasant, like a dark nuttiness.
Interesting.
It's good.
Cool.
All right. I don't know where I fall in this because glass 2's finish is still setting in right now too. So this is an interesting matchup. We're going to clear our palates, start with the second glass, go back to the first, compare them a little bit. We'll be back with our preferences, our ratings, and finding out what we're drinking in just a second. Breaks reveal all, and then sometimes they don't reveal much of anything. Where are you at?
Sometimes they make it even more confusing.
Yeah.
I cannot pick one that I have a preference to. The more I tasted these, the more they tasted similar to each other.
That did happen. Once you start going back and forth, they start doing that, yeah.
So they're both good. I'm going to give them both a thumbs up. I have no preference. I could take either one, depending on the price and availability.
Okay. I'm going to give them both a thumbs up as well. I like them both. I do have a clear preference to glass 1, but it's not a large preference.
Why is that?
I like the fruitiness. I like the fruit syrupiness. It's balanced out with the oak really nicely. And then as it started to open up more and more in the glass, I started getting this little bit powder sugar donutiness to it.
Interesting.
Which I like a lot. Glass 2 was way more on like the black cherry, black walnut bitters vibe. It kind of reminded me of a Manhattan. So like a little cocktail-y.
I like a good Manhattan.
So to me, they were quite different, but then as I started going back and forth trying to pick a favorite, they started tasting the same. Yeah, there's a lot of cross-pollination.
That's what I had too, and it made it very difficult for me.
Yeah, but glass 1 is my preference. We're both thumbs up on both of them. We both like both of them. Not mad at either one of them.
No, not at all.
In our pool, we're going to find out the price, by the way, before we find out what we're drinking, and we're going to see if that changes our ratings.
Okay.
So in our pool, glass number 1 is number 74.
This is $70.
that sounds about right. It seems like it's got some age to it. Solid.
It seems like both of these also might have a little proof on them.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Glass number 2.
Also $70.
Okay. I'm going to say thumbs up on both of them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
I'm not mad at that. That's probably a little bit more than I would pay just like without thinking about it. But I don't feel like that's an unfair price for what you're getting. I feel like these might be proofy. Like you said, they might have age on them, but I'm thinking they're proofy. So I think $70 is the fair price for what I was drinking.
Yeah. I will say, I do think I would prefer like Rare Breed or a Knob Creek Single Barrel Pick or something like that over these, which those are a little bit more inexpensive than these.
That's true, yeah.
But
I'm not mad at these though.
Yeah, if I wanted something that's a little lower proof and a little bit more saturated flavor without going into the 116 to 120 range, these both seem like they would fit the bill very well.
All
so
right.
we both prefer glass 1, so let's find out what glass number 2 is. No, I prefer glass 1.
I don't care.
You have no preference. What's glass number 2?
Jack Daniel's 10-year.
Glass number 2 is Jack Daniel's 10-year?
Batch 1.
Oh, wait, hang on. What's glass number 1?
Jack Daniel's 10-year. Batch 2.
I said banana. Whoa. Okay.
They're both 97 proof, which honestly blows my mind.
They're 97 proof?
They're 97 proof.
Whoa. These drink like 107 proof.
Yeah, I would say these were 110 proof.
Flavor-wise.
Flavor-wise.
Not heat-wise.
Correct. Not heat-wise, but flavor-wise, the amount of flavor you were getting, I guess they were over 100 proof easy. Also, these both are thanks to Mike James.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he gave us these to put in our pool. And
Thank you.
Can you talk to me about, are either of these even available?
No.
Okay.
No.
So the fact that we even did this is just to see the difference in the batches.
It's an academic exercise to see the difference in the batches.
Okay, cool.
And also to see if double blind, not knowing we're drinking, like if we poured this single blind and we know we're drinking batch 1 and 2, we know we're drinking Jack Daniel's 10-year.
Yeah.
We have no clue what we're drinking here.
I want to verify. Glass 1 was number 74,
Yes.
correct?
Which is batch 2.
I was correct. I just wanted to make sure that I was saying the batches correctly, because when you have different numbers with different batches, and then we have glass 1 and glass 2, and then those bottles are numbered, I wanted to make sure my numbers were all running together.
Yeah, I mean, I think that these two batches compared to each other, I mean, we were both happy at $70.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised because they have so much flavor saturation. I was kind of surprised to hear $70. I was thinking they might be a little bit more expensive than that, only because they remind me a little bit of something like Calumet 15 or 16 year, which is like 103 to 106 proof.
Okay.
And those are more like $130 to $160.
Whoa.
So you're getting
Holy moly.
something that is comparable to that for less money, but these aren't very available, so you're probably going to pay more money for them. So I don't think I would pay up for either one of these. I'm a little bit more of a fan of Jack Daniel's 12-year, personally speaking.
Okay.
But these are both good, and if I ever got an opportunity to buy Jack Daniel's 10-year at 70 or so bucks, I would be happy buying it. But again, keep in mind, they didn't blow either of us away. Neither of us were 2 thumbs up on these before finding out what they were. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking about going out there and overpaying, you might be overpaying for the rarity of it rather than the quality of it.
Right. Which, if you're okay with doing that, knowing that you're doing that, then by all means do it.
Yeah.
But just keep that in mind.
And I do think I will say that our experience here with Jack Daniel's 10-year is kind of in line with the overall whiskey community's thoughts on Jack 10. So we're not necessarily breaking new ground here.
Yeah.
We're more reinforcing through the blind tasting the prevalent opinion that Jack Daniel's 10-year is pretty good if you can get it for retail. Yeah. But it's not really worth paying up for. Jack Daniel's 12-year is the better of the two products, and I think that holds up.
We don't know. We didn't confirm that part. That's just your opinion.
Yeah.
That's your opinion.
Well, this channel's our channel, and it's full of our opinions, so.
Very true.
There you go. I'm full of a lot of stuff, according to Aaron. But if you like this channel, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and hit that bell down there if you want to join in on a live stream. We do them once a month. We would love for you to join us.
We absolutely would. But that's it for today. So be good to each other, and until next time, cheers. That was good. You're good with the segues. I feel like you've really hit your stride with the segues.
Yeah. You know, you do something enough.
I'm proud of you.
Even a broken clock's twice. Right, twice. Boy.
Even a broken clock is right twice.
A day.
A day. Every day.
I'm not right twice a day, though, so
60% of the time, it works every time.
I'm not right twice a day, though.
You're not right ever.
Except for in this video, when I said caramel cherry syrup drizzle.
I think you said caramel cherry vanilla syrup.
No.
The caramel sounded like a misspeak.
You gotta let it go.
It sounded like when you said caramel, like you misspoke. You know how you're like, oh, I said like vanilla, I mean chocolate. Like.
Now here's the thing. When I'm right, will you apologize?
I will.
Okay.
I'm okay being wrong.
There's a first time for everything.
Because there's not many times that I am.